I've been able to work sort of off camera. We're gonna head on over there. It's at F1. If we take a look, I've done some sanding. So what I did is I decided that I wanted basically this over here. So if we go to some spot where we can actually see that a little better. So if we come over here. And so what I have is there's some blue glass lip on the bottom that goes right along through here, and then so the water is supposed to go around in a circle. The top part, yeah, I've expanded a little bit. I still need to put in some more things here and there, but so like, oh, actually my beacon is blocked by this. I didn't think about that. That's why my beacon's not working. Anyway, I have glass there to stop the stream, like the infinite sources from expanding. So I have those going all the way around, and then I have sand and stuff. And somehow I was able to get this one to work, but I'm having problems getting some of the other ones to work. So that's what we're gonna work on first. Is some science for how to do that properly. I have one idea. We'll see if that's a really good way to do it or not. Let's get some more sand. I used up a lot of sand already. So we would steal sand from here, and then we can dig that direction. I don't know how far down I can go, but we'll go down a little bit. I made a couple more shovels. I had a blue shulker box that had all my valuables in it, and I've somehow lost that. So I'm down to very few valuables. All I have for valuables is actually the stuff that JJ Bonzik has dug up in this base. So I'm a little low on stuff, but this actually is down. I thought it was going to be meeting up with the floor, but not quite. Okay, so let's head over to where we're going to work on some science. There was a creeper down here earlier. I don't know where he came from exactly. Not sure. All right, let's go up top. Let's go up this way. You can hear me, right? Let me know if you can't hear me. Okay. So up here, this is where I am working on the first part that's going to pull it off. So the problem is, so if I remove, yeah, I don't know where it went. I looked everywhere again, and I ran around to places that I might have been where I might have thrown it on the ground, and I didn't see it there. So I think it's gone. So that's a shame, but that's all right. We you know, lessons that were learned. Okay, so this here is it currently goes all the way down to there. This one is here, and this is where the water should, so these should not become sources, which they won't. And then it should pour and go straight down. But what happens is, so if we look at this one, for instance, if we do this, that's great. That's where I want it to be. Once I do this, oh, it doesn't. No, it doesn't pour over. Okay, it only does that if, okay, never mind. Okay, so this is easy. So I believe what we can do with this then is we can we can keep this inner wall in and then remove this outer wall. I think that'll work out okay. So let's try that. So we're going to keep this wall here and then remove all of this. And I think that this should create the first little thing. We'll see. So let's take these out. This layer here, going all the way over. What I don't want is like to fill it, because I've cleared out a lot of stuff. So I really don't want it to, I guess here might actually be an issue. We'll see, I guess. What I'm hoping is it doesn't overflow, because there's a layer of glass here. So I'm hoping it'll pour down and then go into this spot here, but won't continue down. So that's the kind of look I'm going after. Let's see. So let's take out this section here. And then, so that's going to be how like the water will be no longer in the middle section. That's how it's going to work. And then there's still below this, there's water. So I'm actually going to then make probably maybe another one on the outside of this. So if we kind of head out here. So this is going to be where the water stops going into the middle and then drops down and then gets collected in that glass thing that goes around. This one I'm probably going to put down sand underneath this block here. going all the way down. And then I need to get rid of all of this water here. Because I'm going to have all this probably from here down. Or something like that. It'll come, like, there'll be ground. Somehow I'll be collecting the water so it doesn't overflow in. And then this whole chunk of land here will be gone. So this will go all the way down to the bedrock area. But first we're going to work on the water part and the inside. So we've taken out this section here. So in theory, if I go to like here and I remove all of this, I think that it might not pour in. We'll find out. Just in case, let's make a lower spot for it to pour in. We're going to remove all of this and hope it doesn't pour in. Because if so, then that works out great. If it does pour in, oh, awesome. Okay, great. My plan B was I thought maybe I had to have a one wall and then have a row of sticky pistons on that and then retract the whole wall at one time, and then maybe that would not break it. But apparently this is fine. So here it might actually mess up, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But I'll take this out, and hopefully it doesn't pour in. Okay, awesome. Ooh, it's the best. Okay, better than I was hoping. So then this here, let me think. So I guess what we want to do then is we want to remove. We want a 2-layer thick wall. It isn't as complicated as right. Yeah, so we need to make it be too thick. So we actually put this back in. I'm taking it out. Is that torch gonna? Yeah, it's gonna give me problems. Yeah, I was gonna have a wall of sticky pistons and then retract each section, each one, like remove all the sticky pistons, and I have to like come up with some way of powering and unpowering like all at one time. But I'm glad I don't have to do that. So then we can remove. Well, I guess we don't have to remove any extra, but as long as there's at least 2 in all the spots. So we're good here. It looks like I removed this stuff too much. So basically all the parts that are the blue glass down there, we want to fill in. Let's go ahead and do that. I put down my first down payment for my new deck and patio. It's pretty exciting. They're going to be starting on Monday. So hopefully, I don't think it'll affect streams. But there might be times where like there might be some noise out there. Like if they have a big machine that's like destroying everything or whatever, then there might be some noises in the background for the next month or so. We'll see. Anyway, so now these I think I can remove the next section. So let's see if that works. So I want to I think in theory I can remove this and remove it all the way over to there. So let's see if that works. So if I remove these, does it freak out? Yes. Interesting. Okay, let's get up there. And let's ponder why that happened. So this is kind of what I was having an issue with. And it's because the water poured here. Interesting. But then had a way to get over there. So maybe I need this column here to be filled in. Still, okay, alright, let's try that. So let's get, here, we'll put these back in. Maybe I need the diagonal for this thing to be filled in. I guess is what I'm getting at. So I'll fill this part in first. Oh, and by putting this in, it's actually updated all that. Ah. Okay. So if you update stuff, maybe. I'm not really sure why it's doing that, actually. Oh, no. Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was running into, is like block updates would cause all kinds of issues. Let me ponder. so how do I make it not be stupid? Is there another way to do this that doesn't cause problems? Okay, so I think we can go up to here. So if we leave this column in and we remove all this, I think it'll be okay. And then we're going to do a test to see if I then remove this, if it's okay or not. So we want to remove all of this, going all the way down. Because this is still, this spot here down below has a catch for the water. So this is fine to remove. Yeah, we're going to remove this down and then all the way over. And we're going to keep this corner piece here. We're going to see if that is okay. And then we'll put some water here. Or air. Or whatever. The thing. Torch. So remove these. And let's see how well this works. So all the way to this corner, we have all this sand. And then, I think that part's okay. And now, we want to, we're going to keep this part in and remove these three just to see what happens. So let's get down there. So we're going to remove these three, or let's just say these two. And then we're going to see if the water pours down or not. I don't think it will. Okay, water didn't pour down. And then, hello, Collision, welcome. We're doing some water science. So we're going to keep this column in, and I'm going to try to remove these two, and then we'll see what happens. So we're going to remove these two, and I'm hoping that the water isn't going to pour in my head. Okay, so far so good. Let's eat. So then the question is, can I remove this column? Hello, Obey Fusion. So let's remove this column now and try to see if this water isn't going to pour in into where we don't want it to pour in. So now we're going to remove this column and then hope that it works okay. So water don't pour on my head. Okay, so that's the answer. So the corner of where that is has to be the last thing removed. And then at any point I do a block update, I'll need to rearrange a lot of things. So that it doesn't... So don't do any block updates. I'm doing good. We're working on the Iron Golem farm. / mob farm / eventually other farms. So we have a lot of things going on in here. Items are still going up here and they're filtering down through a bunch of chests. And now we're working on the water part of it. So, okay, good. So now I understand kind of the sequence that we have to do when we remove these blocks. So I can, thank you for the tweet, JJ Bunzi, appreciate it. So I can remove all except the corners inward towards the middle from these blocks that I put in. So like this has to stay, things like that. But I can remove, a lot of other things. So can we remove all of this going down in theory, all the way over to that. So let's see if that's the case. we'll see if our initial test proves to also work in other spots. So let's remove these and get rid of all that. Though the other thing I realized, JJ Bunzik, is I had like a whole stack of emerald blocks, so I have to go get some more now and trade up for mending books and stuff like that. Kind of a shame. And then in theory, I don't understand how you build that. Which part? So that all this sand here, or all these chests? I'm gonna suffocate. Hold on. So now I think I can remove this. This isn't. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. So this block here, I have to keep and remove this thing last. I can remove these three though. This is this is a multiplayer server, but this particular one is only for my patrons. So if you're a patron of mine, you're able to play on here. But otherwise, it's not available for just the general public. But if you're a patron, you can. Where's the, why don't I have outline blocks when I, that's weird. Don't I usually have, like, blocks that tell me, like, what I'm looking at? Huh. That's weird. Thank you for the follow, Toxic Snipe. Alright, I guess I can just look at this. So I need to keep, the corner block. But we can remove all of these, and I don't think it'll pour down. Good. Okay. So it's not pouring down, and it's being held up because this is dipped down a little bit here. So it's being held up by this glass being there. That column will keep there. How did I make that? So, which part? There's a lot of different parts, and so the water part. Well, thanks. Yeah. So the chests are like I just figured out sort of the pattern for a circle. The water part, what I did is I figured out another pattern for a circle going like so I knew it was the right dimensions. Actually, I guess I built it above, looking down, so that this block here lines up with there. And I originally had it so that I actually had glass running through here as well. Yeah, so I have that in a couple spots over here. So what I did is the first thing I did is I outlined this, and this is actually above. There's some glass down there, in the same sort of pattern where it's like dips down a little bit in all these spots in here, and then this part is raised up one right down there. And so then I filled in the rest with sand, so that way I can get rid of the water. To become a patron, you can go, if you go to patreon.com, I think I have a, is it Patreon, is that what the command is? Yeah, so on that, if you want to become a patron of mine, you can sign up on there. And then you're able to get on, if you're of a certain tier, you're able to get onto the server. And it's a pretty cool Minecraft server, pretty cool people. JJ Bonzig, my mod, is on there. So what we discovered earlier in the stream is that if I remove this, not last, then we have some issues. So I'm going to keep this one in, and I need to keep this one in, I think, with that. What we can do is we're going to remove the outside layer of all this stuff. So I'm going to remove, I guess we probably need to fill this in. This is where the glass used to be for some of this stuff. We need to fill this in. And then, so where the glass is, we'll have to still put back in sand, and then keep it as a too thick wide thing, because we want to remove the outside first, and then remove everything but those particular like slivers that are corner to. So like this section here will need to stay in, because that's sort of keeping those two things from colliding, I guess. And I might find later on that what I think is happening doesn't have to be quite the case, but I believe that's what the case is. It seemed like from our testing earlier, that's the sequence I had to do it. So let's get this thing filled. No, this thing is already good. We don't have to worry about filling it anymore. But this is a big, huge, mega build that's just a side project. It's not really even my main build on the server. Hello, Skylint, Mr. Skylint Wolf. Yeah, I think that's how you might pronounce it. I'm not necessarily the best at yes. Wolf is a much better shortening. You're right. Digibonzi, you're so smart. All right, let's fill these in. Put in some torches just so we don't have any mobs spawning on us. And then we can go ahead and remove the outside corners, or the outside layer, minus the diagonals for these. So we're going to remove, we're going to keep that, but then remove from everything here over. And that's just to get more sand. I guess we actually have a lot of sand on us. So maybe what I should do is all the sand I have on me, migrate it inward. So we can and I had a machine for a while, but it's not really as efficient as just putting it in. I'm sorry you lost our emeralds. We've got several. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of easy trades, especially with the iron that I have here. I could do some iron trades, and that would actually let me get my stuff back up pretty easy. I was going to make some more mending shovels to work on this project, and then I realized that I only had one mending book left, and all my emeralds that I was using were gone. But it's not that big of a deal. We have a lot of easy trades, and with the iron, I can easily make a bunch of trades to. I forget who takes the iron trades, but there's a bunch of guys where I can get a bunch of stuff from it. So I'll just empty out all the sand that I have in my inventory, and then we'll work on taking away some of the outside stuff. But yeah, I've done a lot of this off camera, the sanding, because it's kind of tedious. But gonna put in some of this. Oh, that's not what I want. I mouse wheel too much. I wanted this middle click, not. Oh yeah. So speaking of messing up, I played PUBG the other day. Just a solo thing. That's if you're not familiar, that's Players Unknown Battlegrounds. So it's a first-person shooter where you where you start out and you have to go try and find some stuff and then try to survive and shoot the other people, and like the map where you can play on the map keeps on changing and then making it so that people have to move around. And so I did pretty good, but it was because I avoided everybody. And once I finally found somebody, it didn't take very long. I did get a couple shots on them, but the weapon I had I've never shot before, and so I thought it was going to be like an automatic, but it was like just like a burst fire, so I didn't do very good. And then I tried to like go around a corner to get to him, but then there's all of a sudden somebody else, or maybe even the same guy was there. Didn't really work out too well. But all right, so this part we want to keep in, make that come out last. We can actually take it out now, I think. But we'll come back to these little things. So I'll put torches on the things that I should leave. My torches. Ooh, new recipes. Look at that. Put torches on all the spots that I think I have to keep. Just so that when I remove everything else, there's not like a pillar sitting there that's that lets bad guys spawn on it. I've watched a fair bit of PUBG with Darkfan and Lapis Lazuli and Run Wild. Yeah, it is pretty intense. I think I want to play it with Scody. I think that'd be a lot of fun as a team, because like as myself, I got a couple weapons and then I just sort of like bunkered in and was afraid to go anywhere. So I think as a team, like, or if I was streaming, then I'd be more likely to actually move around and do stuff. All right, let's clear this out. So we should be able to just remove this whole section. Thank you for the follow, eMaster254. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. We're doing some crazy Minecraft stuff. Making some ridiculously complicated builds for no reason. Well, because it's fun. That's why. All right, so we remove that. Seems teams. Yeah, definitely very, very helpful in the game. So we're going to remove these three. We're going to start with removing just the outside section first. And then we'll come back and we'll more carefully remove everything but that one column. So I'll go up to the top each time I do it just to make sure I'm removing the right section. So I can remove these two. And this guy. And then from here, I guess we can just look up. So we don't want to remove that block there just yet. So we can remove these three. Remove these three and we should be good, I think. These three columns. Oh no, I removed one block from that. So let's... So I guess maybe that is slightly dangerous. No, actually, that might have been okay. What I removed. Let's double check. Yeah, I think we're okay. Yeah, I removed this. Yeah, that's fine. As long as I remove everything that's just inside that gutter. Because there's like a gutter that's supposed to collect the water. So like this thing down here is where the water that pours down falls into and then doesn't fill over into the rest of the base. So as long as we remove only stuff that's inside this gutter, we're okay. Yeah, so we can do that from down here. The other thing I considered doing is I might, if I made this bottom part be hoppers, it'll create lag, but also then what I want to see is if squids tend to collect in these gutters, then I might set up a squid farm doing that. We'll see. So it could be just sort of, because of the design, it ends up collecting squids. But I want to make sure that that's like really the case. Let's make sure we breathe. But yeah, PUBG seems cool. I like that. It seems kind of dynamic. I had problems like figuring out how to get to the inventory, and I don't know if I didn't know how to use the scope properly or if the scope I had just was really, really bad. but I couldn't really like zoom in at all. I had a 2x scope at one point, and I think that one just isn't as effective. But then later on, I think I had like a 4x, and I still couldn't really figure out how to zoom in. So I don't know. All right, we're getting kind of full on stuff, so let's go up top. When I was there over the weekend, I saw a number of squid caught in the waterfall and die. Okay, yeah. So yeah, possibly. I may be able to make that be a squid farm, and I should be able to remove those bottom blocks without having too much of an issue of it breaking this waterfall. Probably. All right, let's go ahead and fill in some more of the sand that we collected, because we want to remove all the water inside this middle section. Once we do that, then I'm gonna eventually move this water, or move the sand outside of this circle perimeter, because I want to make it so that there's not water all the way around to the bottom of it. Like right now, I've stopped this floor there, just so that lines up, but there's actually more water below all of this that I want to make it so that the water pours here. There's a shelf of the floor, or the ground there, and then more water stopped on the other side of that. Just to make it have this really cool effect for the iron farm. All right, some more. My rebuilt experimental squid farm works now, but only when someone enters the area. Yeah, it would only be probably when somebody enters the area. Oh, if you stand there. Oh, interesting. Oh. Huh. Yeah, maybe where the farm is, it's too close. Like, so if you find like a sweet spot, you might be able to like change the AFK spot, maybe, you know? Like, so if you find out like the sweet spot for how many blocks away you had to be, you might be able to adjust where you actually AFK, and then that might make it work okay. I don't know. Could be an idea. That's probably what I'm guessing it is, maybe. Yeah, but like this one, I had the obvious storage area. This is where you AFK, but now the storage area is somewhere else, and so like the actual spot that's kind of the sweet spot, I think where you should stand is over there. So hopefully people will know where to stand. There might also be a kind of a sweet spot down to the bottom. So I was eventually going to put in some like AFK fisher farms, and so I'm able to actually, if I put those down to the bottom area, then it'll make people walk through the base for one to AFK, but then also it'll be a little easier to move the items from that fish farm into the storage system. Grab some of these extra guys here. These aren't really extra guys. Okay, and then torches just so we don't want creepers to jump on our face. Let's go ahead and remove some more. We can go all the way over to the arc there. So let's hop down here. Remove all of this. Okay, and this guy. So everything that's inside, all the sand that's inside of this particular little sort of, I guess, indentation in the glass in the bottom can be removed. Cool. Let's grab the sand so we don't lose it. And then we should be able to remove the outside layer then, and then remove the supporting pillars, I guess, kind of what's sort of supporting up the sand, or the keeping the water back. I think can be then removed, and I think we're okay at that point. I also have confirmation I'm going to the AWS convention later on this year, so if you're going to that, let me know. So far, everybody I've talked to who's a computer guy, they don't know, or they're not going, I guess is what I mean. So that week, I guess I won't really be streaming. Although, yeah, I guess I wouldn't be streaming. At least I wouldn't be streaming during the day at this time. I guess it's possible I could stream maybe from my laptop. Doubtful, but maybe from my laptop in the evening. If I decide I don't want to like check out stuff in Vegas. I don't know. We'll see. I've never been to Vegas, but I'm actually going for. I've never been there before, but now I'll be there for both the PHP Con and then the AWS Con. So it should be. It seems cool. Watching some of the other like con videos people have of like E3 and stuff like that. Seems like it's pretty cool. Okay, so this one actually, right here, there should be a slab. I don't have. Wait, can I make? What does the slab make? Yeah, awesome, cool. Well, that works out. This should be filled in here, and I want to have that in already so that I don't break the rest of my rest of the stuff I'm gonna put in. All right, let's get rid of this. I have an axe somewhere, but sorry. Okay, so up top, we'll dump the sand we have, and then we can start removing everything except for the support, these pillars here. So let's put in sand. I wish there was a, like, I mean, in modded there is, but I wish there was a block I could use to deploy a block. May I ask, did you obstruct the beacon on purpose? I did not. That was an accident. Did you want to do more digging? No, that was an accident. When I built that platform, I didn't really even think about it, and I ended up blocking the beacon. So I need to just put in a piece of glass, which I have on me, actually. Let's go put a piece of glass down in the right spot while I'm thinking about it. No, it wasn't on purpose at all. Let's see, so right about here-ish, let's take a look. So this here, right? Or next one. This here? Yeah, this one here. Boop. There. We'll fix the color later. And I'm going to move the beacon eventually too. But for now, that'll work. Whee! I was just clearing some stuff. Yeah. No, it wasn't on purpose. Okay. So we'll put in some more, a little bit more sand, and then so we can clear up some inventory space, and then we can work on making some of these waterfalls, and we'll double check. Hopefully our plan works right. We'll see. Sand. I feel like this reminds me of the good old days of Jan's sanding streams with the Guardian firm. I was gonna use gravel because I had a bunch of gravel, but then it kept on turning into flint, and I got annoyed. And now, especially because this one of my two shovels is fortune, so it's always turns into flint. But this is coming together. Once we have this loop done, then I need to build some of the other platforms and stuff. But then we'll start building downward, and we'll get this closer together. I do want to set up, as the paths go down, I'm going to set up like a slime farm and one of those. I have to design the slime farm, but there's going to be a slime farm on top of those mob things, because there's one of those is inside of a slime chunk, so slime spawn on top of that. So I need to figure out which one it is. I'll probably build the farm in all four just so it's symmetrical. But only one of them is actually in the slime chunk. And I have to figure out like how I'm going to design it to actually work right. Because it's kind of a... I don't want to take up too much space. I'm assuming you can still drown them. We'll see. I don't want to put iron golems there because I don't want them to take away from the caps of everything. Alright, so I can do here over that direction, I guess is my next plan. So, there should be, yeah, glass all the way around that. Awesome. So we can remove this column, and that works out okay. And eventually we'll come back and remove that column, and then in theory it won't pour off into the sides. So now we can do the same thing here, where we want to remove just from here over, and not do that other column. And this should, in theory, be working right. Oh, we have another column here we want to remove. Alright, let's take a look, make sure everything is functioning right. Good, okay. Wait, no, it broke. Oh, I took out something I wasn't supposed to take out, I think. Let's take a look. What did I do wrong? No. Ew, it didn't work right. What did I do? I left that in. This is still working okay here. Except right there it messed up. Interesting. If I put these in, can I fix that one spot? So if I do this, does it freak out any other water? Okay, all the other water is fine. I need to get these away. So let's do this to fix that part of the water. And let's try to figure out what's the best process for this. So when I kept that in. But then what made it start being weird? I guess let's put in all this again. And then we'll work from there. We'll figure out like what I can remove and have it not mess up. Thank you for the follow, Modern Cardinal 7. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. We're trying to do some water science. Trying to make this work right. So I guess we'll put all this back in here. Well, this part's okay. Let's put this in. What we're trying to do is figuring out like what we need, what we can actually remove, and not have it freak out. So this part here is it's in the groove there. Oh, wait, is this? Hold on. Wait, what? Is this not in the right spot? Where is this one? This is over. Oh no, this is over a water spot. Yeah. What so I have. This is a big, huge, like a big, cool design on top. Underneath, it's an iron golem farm and a mob farm, and a couple mob farms. And then these are all chests going underneath the water. So I'm trying to have this platform be underneath the water. And then I want the water to be like this, where it pours in, but then gets collected. So that it doesn't actually extend all the way, or like it doesn't fill in the whole thing. But I'm trying to work on, I want this water to pour in, but then not pour in too far, basically. So here I've filled that in. I feel like I want to take out this spot here also. And that's going to pour down, and that should be okay. But for now, let's just do that. Yeah, okay, interesting. So it actually, so that poured down also in the wrong way. This is it's sort of a private server. It's only for my patrons. So if you're a patron of mine, you're able to play on here. But otherwise, you can't play on here. Just want to remove this. It's this water that's coming this direction that fills in there. Wait, that's fine though. No, we can fill this in. Yeah, this thing can be filled in. That's fine. Yeah, so if you're a patron of mine, you're able to play on here, but otherwise it's a private server otherwise. So I want that to be there. I want it to flow into there. But the problem is that I don't want it to flow into anywhere else. So if I remove this, it pours over. Interesting. Thank you for the follow. C-Roar? Or C-Roar. There we go. C-Roar. So what if I remove this part last? Maybe. So let's put this back in. So then I can remove these. No, that's even pouring in too. Oh no! What a pain. Well, okay, so another option if this isn't actually going to work is that this pillar that I'm standing on, that's blue glass, I can make this all the way down to the next one. In fact, I'd probably make it here, I guess. I would have this pillar be all the way blue all the way down, maybe? Yeah, it's not really cooperating. Let's grab that sand down here. Let's ponder. So yeah, it's pouring from underneath that block. And because it's not like a steady flow where it's... There's water source blocks here. And so as a result, it's pouring in to where I don't want it to go. And like, it seems like it was working, but I actually didn't do very much yet over there. So do I need to... Like, I could make this pillar here be... a glass pillar down. I guess if I made this be a glass pillar. I'd still want to keep this here, I think. Because I don't want an infinite source to be created here. Because otherwise it would pour over one more. Okay, so let's experiment with that. Let's make this column here be, which is, yeah, it's the corner of this thing. So let's make this be glass all the way up. And let's see how that kind of works. So it's blue glass, so it'll kind of blend in. Alright, so we have that in place now. Can we remove this stuff? And it will be okay. Seems like it. Oh dear. Okay. Well, now I'm done here. Okay. So far, so good. And then what do we have here? This is next to that pillar, so we can remove all this, I think. So we'll have to add in some more blue glass pillars every here and there to stop the water. So the water will still be pouring in for the most part, but then there's going to be these. There'll be water next to it, so I think that'll be okay. I think it'll still look cool. So let's pop up here. So that needs to... Oh no, my focus is away from the game. I knew. Alright, so then with that being said, I think I need to have this be a pillar here as well. Because if I do this, yeah, it fills in. So we're gonna add a pillar of glass here. So let's make a bunch of blue glass. I still have my elevated smelting thing up here. I think it has a bunch of glass in it. Yeah. Not blue. Yeah. Oh, I guess I had some more blue glass on me. Let's rearrange some of our stuff. Okay, that should be good. And then we want this, and then we'll grab some lapis from down here. Actually, from our ender chest. I don't know how much I need, but silk touch. Yes. Yeah. I didn't want to move it all. That's the main thing. Alright, so we want to pull up our crafting menu. Only things I can make. Let's make a bunch of lapis blocks, or a regular lapis rather. There we go. That was easy. I guess I have extra lapis. Okay. So for now, I'll just put it in this chest. I'm sure I won't forget it's here, right? Alright, so we want to get up over there. Can I... See? I think that's how I lost my blue chest. Is that I broke it, my inventory was full at the time, and then I walked away. It's terrible. So then I think I need to have a blue glass pillar. Do I have one here? Yeah, I have one there. For some reason I don't need one here. I don't really know why. Right? Or do I need one here? Is this gonna mess up when I do this? Yeah, it does, actually. Okay, so I do need one here as well. Interesting. Alright, well, let's put that in. It's probably gonna mess up everything else. Yep. I'm gonna have to put in some more stuff. Okay, so we do need one here as well. That's interesting. Alright, let's put... We need to secure this. So let's do... We'll come this way. And I'll first put up... because otherwise, if I fill in this one, it's going to keep on expanding over. So I have to put in a stopper here first. So that it doesn't pour that way. I'm hoping this is working. Okay, good. And then we can pour this in these two spots. Okay, now that's in. And now I think we can remove these. And then also this layer of sand here. That should be okay. So I guess it's not quite as... I was hoping I could remove more stuff, but this is good enough. Oh, it's pouring down! Oh no, you stupid water. Okay, let's see what's messing up. This. Oh, this. What is that block there for? Huh. Interesting. Let's put a bunch of sand here. I'm trying to think of what's messing up with this. Thank you for the follow, Cherry YouTube one. I have a notification that covered up my chat. I couldn't see. All right, let's put these in. I'm assuming the YT is YouTube. Let's put this in. There's a wall here, so I think I can remove these. Oh, see, it's also messing up here too. Let's fix that. You think you're the duckling? Maybe you might remember me. I've been around. Yeah, it keeps on expanding one more, so we need to go a little bit further and then break this at the pass, basically. Yes, YouTube. Hello, everybody. We're building an iron farm and then a cool design on top of it, but we're trying to fight with the water. It's not really cooperating. Do we have more? Yes, we do. Good. Okay, so we have that blocked off. We have that there. We might as well put in this one too. So it's probably going to break the neighboring stuff here. So let's do this. And we'll build it. And then we'll fill in this part here. And then we'll put in the column of glass above that. Or, you know, right here. And then hopefully it won't expand really far. We'll see. I don't know. I guess it's expanding. But we only have one column we have to fill in. So I was trying to figure out, like, what's the least I could do. I guess I could also not have this top part, maybe. Maybe, probably not. Anyway. So let's also fill in this. Am I out of sand? Oh, I'm out of sand. Okay, let's grab some sand. We can just steal some from this layer here. That's probably enough. Okay. Fill this in. Okay, so now, hopefully, I can remove this layer here, and hopefully it won't expand. Welcome back, Pikachu. Working some more on a different project, different server than yesterday. Trying to see if I can, if this will work. So I need to, I guess I'll build it. Well, okay, so if I just start taking this out. Okay, it isn't expanding sideways. Okay, so I think that works out okay. We just have to make sure we put in that one column, and then I think we're good. Awesome. Good. Let's grab all the sand that's all over the place, because we're going to need all that. Alright. Awesome. And then this thing is a little weird for some reason. Not sure why. I guess it was because I was messing with it. So this is a big sorting system. These ones might not have... They're programmed in for different stuff. So depending on, let's see, so if we look at the seam, so if we look at this chest, or no, this one here. So poppies sort in this chest all the way over to here. These are all just for poppies. It's kind of silly, but that's all right. All right, so then this can go as well. Yep. So I'll just put in a column of. Why is it pouring here? What do you? Why? Why do you taunt me like that? Why would it not do it for the rest of it, but then all of a sudden it did it here? Is it because of this? Maybe? No? Huh. Maybe it's that water that was there. Maybe we need to fix this first. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Let's hope that it's this, and we'll see if we can figure out how to properly work with this water. I'm trying to place multiple blocks at one time. It's not really working. Okay, there we go. So now this water isn't flowing over there. There is some here. We can do this. I think if we put it here, I don't think it'll spill over. It spilled over. Okay. So we'll put it here. Let's see if it gets us to work. I'm on a mission. Here, can we stand on top of this? There we go. Alright, let's see. Hopefully we can get this working. We can figure out the pattern that we have to do to make this work right. Oh, we're out of sand again. I had to go grab some more sand. Okay. Alright. Oh wait, I guess we still have some more sand. We'll put that in. I guess there's some sand down there too. We'll grab that in a second. Let's grab this sand. Oops. Cut a little sliver in here. And then while we're down here, let's grab the sand that we saw in the corner. Okay. We'll fill this in. And then hopefully we can remove it in a way that it won't cause all these update issues. Okay. So now it's there. It's like that. So in theory, I should be able to... What's this water down here for? Oh, it's going away. Okay. It's gone. Alright. So now, can I remove these without that happening? Yes. Okay. Can I remove these without anything happening? Yes. So at what point did it start spilling water everywhere? Or was it just because of the neighboring water thing? Huh. Interesting. Thank you for the follow, Light Vibe. Welcome. We're fighting with water. Is our mission today. That's so weird that it's... Why is there something missing here? We have that whole column in. But for some reason, it got to here and then decided to pour out. How bizarre. Okay, well let's put this in here. At least it's kind of isolated, so like every time this happens, I think it'll be isolated. It should only really affect a particular section of it. But I don't really understand why. Like it seemed like it was working and then all of a sudden stopped. So let's remove this column and then see if it happens again. Let's grab this block. Yeah. Okay. I mean, unless it's like if I pause while I'm doing it. No, yeah, it's still poured in. Huh. Oh, interesting. Is it because of this? No, because it didn't do it there. Let's try again. So this is what I was saying, is I was thinking I might have to pull it away with a sticky piston or something silly. Because I don't really understand what's going on. Alright, we're going to try again. This column here. It's pouring in? Yeah, it's pouring in. Huh. Is it only this one? Like, because I have this glass here now. Does that break that? Like, can I remove the other two here, and then just not this one, and then it will work okay? So, like, do I need to have another layer of glass? Let's try to remove these. Yeah, so here it doesn't do it. How interesting. It's only when I remove this column. Huh. Is there like an extra source somewhere that I'm not considering? I guess if I made this also water, like that. Maybe that's a try. I mean, I guess we haven't encountered that yet over here. But yeah, it didn't seem to do it there. So I don't. I'm good. Well, let's remove this now and let's see if it still does it. Yeah, it's still doing it. I feel like there's something I'm not really noticing that it's doing. So this didn't fix it, so I'll remove these. Dude, LTNS. I'm not sure what that means. LTNS. Lights. Lanterns. Lints. Welcome, DC. Desi. Welcome, Desi. I know how to pronounce your name. I just tried blank. What's the LTNS? Oh, long time no see. Ow! All this, you crazy kids, and your short language. All right, let me. God, man. Desi, do you know what's going on here? Okay, so this is a big iron farm project, right? You almost said it wrong. I know. That's how long it's been. No, it's because my brain's so fried from this. So, calling you a kid, yeah. No, yeah. For some reason, a lot of the shorthand stuff, I always, for some reason, missed that boat. I'm always like, what is this thing? Try to figure it out. You recently got back in? Awesome. Cool. Actually, yeah, do we have I feel like we have a shout out command. If you want to do a shout out, JJ Bonzig for Desi, that'd be cool. It's probably SO if I have a command. Otherwise, we can just type it out. But yeah, Desi does some pretty cool streams. And maybe you can help me out with some advice. So let me get rid of this water very slowly. Go away. Go on. You can do it. You're almost done. Okay, so if I remove these three, so I can remove this column just fine, right? We'll start with that. Yes, you're right. Awesome. Cool. It's using the wrong link, but I'll fix it up. I mean, that'll still get you there. So if I remove this column or these two, it pours in just fine and then collects. Like, so I have this block here and it collects here, right? For some reason, this column, when I remove it, it pours out weird. Like it pours out over, and I don't want it to. I don't really understand why. I mean, I can make this be glass, but that's not really... I don't want it to be. Because I feel like if I put this as glass, then it might actually move the problem over. I guess it's a test. We could try that. But once I remove this, the water pours out into this spot for some reason. It's very weird. Yeah, maybe because of glass. We'll try that. So let's also put the same glass thing next to it. We'll move it over one. Or move it... Yeah, I'll make this column be glass, and then we'll see if it'll do the same thing for the neighbor. It has glass on this side. Yeah, could be. So we'll make the glass be too wide, just as a test. And then right now it's pouring, but let's remove this. Fill this in. All right, so that's filled in. So now if we remove this, no, it's not the glass. Because now I have glass there. Huh. So the other thing that's... No? I mean... So I have one glass here, just so I don't have the infinite spring expanding. So what is this monster? So this is a... underneath, on the bottom, I have 4 iron golem farms underneath the ocean. If you look, there's little, like... Those are the air chutes for the iron golem farms. 4 iron golem farms, 4 mob farms, so they'll spawn and fall. Yeah, we can take a little bit of a break for our brains. I can show you some stuff down below. So we run over here. So if we head down here, these are mob farms, so they'll spawn in there, kind of the old etho design, and then they'll fall down, land on those. The 4 iron golem farms, they come in here, burn up. It all moves up this item elevator, all the way up to the top. Water tends to be pulled towards nearby blocks. What do I need? Oh no, I can't see the chat. I gotta move my chat thing up some more. There we go. I don't really need that much iron. It's not. I mean, there's 4 iron golem farms. And this is also for the whole server too. So, yeah, and it's basically like I like to go the extremes. So, yeah. So okay. So then to show the next part of the extreme. So if we head out to the outside of the base. Everything that gets collected goes up the item elevator, down here, goes into there, and then goes into sorting system for all of these chests. So this outer ring here is a bunch of chests, and so they'll sort out all the different stuff. Right, exactly. Yeah, it's one of those like I can do it, so why not? So then this is where the iron starts to be collected. So it's not. I mean, you know, there's a lot, but it's not like an Iron Titan or anything like that. But so it's 4 iron golem farms, and then some other farms that I'm gonna have in there. And then it's sorted, but right now there's no labeling for anything, so you have to kind of figure out like where everything is. And why is it submerged underneath the water? That is an excellent question. Why not? It was one of those things where I was building it in the ocean, and I decided to have the outer ring, and then I realized that like part of it I was building inside the water, and I was like, actually, it's kind of a unique thing. Like, who else has all of their storage in water? You know, why would you do that? Exactly. So that's why I'm doing it, because nobody else that I know of. I haven't looked around, but like, why would somebody do that? That's weird. So that's why I'm doing it. Hello, Wolf. Welcome, Little Wolf Gamers. Yeah, so it's kind of like a why not? Yeah, and water. Yeah, it's harder to die. Although, I mean, so it's water here. You could suffocate in it, but then right on the other side of this, there's gonna be a drop off. Yeah, I'm pretty crazy. Thank you for the follow, Wolf Gamers. Appreciate it. But yeah, so like on the other side of this, there's going to be. So I mean, you can't probably fall from like it's harder to die when there's water, but on the other side of that water, there's going to be a drop down to bedrock. So if you do fall and you don't have feather falling, then it's hard to get your stuff because it kind of goes all over the place. How do I get up from here? Over there. Oh, I almost got it. But yeah, so now I'm just trying to figure out like why the water isn't really behaving. So when I put in an extra glass, it didn't expand over. I am not currently playing Factorio. I finished my last series like right before the newest update came out. And what I'm kind of waiting for, I have a Patron goal for making a multiplayer server for my patrons that I haven't hit yet. And so I might end up doing it before that, possibly. But I was hoping I could fund it with Patron money. But yeah, so I think the next one I do might be multiplayer, possibly. Although, looking at the new update, there's a lot of cool stuff. I just put a block in front of the top of the waterfall, and that would prevent falling too far forward. Interesting. So you're thinking it's that block maybe would fix it. Like if I remove this, does it... Maybe. Oops. I wanted to go here. Interesting. I wonder if it's because of that block that it's now behaving, or some other thing. But I think we're gonna remove these now. Let's remove one of these columns. I hope water doesn't pour in my head. Good. We can remove these now. Okay, we're making progress, maybe. Good. Good, good. Okay. So I don't know exactly why. Alright, so I'll try that. I'll put a block there and see if that fixes it. Because right now, I mean, there's not an infinite source. It seems like it should stop there. Can I remove this block now? Okay, so I can remove that block and it's fine. Alright, let's play around here. So we have one block here to stop the infinite source. And we have this column here to not bleed over. Can we remove this layer without it causing problems? This is vanilla Minecraft. Yep. Yeah, we only have one thing that's not really... Oh, wait, two things. We have Enderman anti-griefing. And then we have a bed system, so you can stand on the bed to set it to day or make it stop raining. Okay, so here it spreads too. Interesting. Alright, let's go like this. So if we keep that block in, now can I remove this and is it okay? No, it still pours there. Interesting. Huh. Can I remove these blocks? I can't remove those either. Is this SP? Single player? No, this is multiplayer. So this is a Patron server. So patrons of mine are able to play on here with me as well. It's my buddy and I, Scody Garbitas. We have a Patron server, so our patrons are able to play on here. Are you certain the water behind is not flowing? This water back here is... You're saying flowing versus a solid? I'm not positive. I mean, up here it's not... let me think. Right. I wanted to pour into that, but I don't want it to pour all the way over. Right. Okay, wait. Yeah. So this is in wrong. Okay, hold on. You're right. This should be I should remove the inside part first, not this part. Okay, so let's take this out. I think we're okay. So this should be not here, because we want this to pour down. So this is our test. We want to do that, and then if I remove this, well, okay, we want to do this all the way down. You're right. Yeah, I forgot that exactly what where I was in this process. Okay, so I remove this, and then what I'm hoping for is that when I remove this next part here, that it doesn't pour down. So let's remove this. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove, we'll start with the middle. And it does pour down. What about here? So here it's behaving. Here it doesn't behave, and there it behaves. How weird. So here it behaves, here it doesn't behave. It's so odd. Let me grab some of the sand before it despawns. Thank you for the follow, Night Whisper. I just think we might be at our 450 possibly. Welcome. We're trying to debug some really obnoxious water behavior. If I understood what it was doing, I could work around it. I'm just trying to still figure out, like, so if I remove this column, it's working okay. Oh, there's some more sand here. It's working okay. Thank you for the follow. Black Boy Pain? Yeah, Pain 12. Try removing the glass block next to the forward space and do it again. Okay. Let's get up there. Remove the glass block next to the forward space. I'm not sure which glass block you're talking about. You want to remove this one? See, what's weird is even like this one here. So if I do this, oh, here it's actually okay. It's interesting. It wasn't okay a second ago. If I remove this, that's when it freaks out. Interesting. Are you guys still okay? So now that one's not okay. Huh. Okay, what about now? Maybe it's like it's trying to find the lowest, the short, small. I think you're doing it backwards. Could be. So if I do that, it freaks out. Start with the sand next to the glass, and then work out. Okay, all right. So if we remove these, it's pouring in. So I need to not pour in there. Because this isn't a source, but this is flowing water here. And then it's supposed to be collecting down there. So it shouldn't pour this way. It shouldn't fill in this space here. Okay, here's one thing. Because the water next to it is a source block. True. Okay, so one thing that we did earlier that we sort of fixed it, kind of. So what I think we need to do is if I make these be blocks going up, and then I actually removed them after that. That seemed like it should actually help, now that I think about it. But that seemed like earlier, no, yeah, okay. For some reason that's not helping. Let's remove these again. Okay, let's grab the... So, I think the glass block... Get the glass first. Let's see. The lower glass instead of air. I'm nice, well thank you. The lower glass instead of air. I think it has the glass next to it. Let's see, start with the sand next to the glass, and then work your way out. Okay, I was trying that. I can't scroll down. Why not? I can't scroll down? Let's refresh. my chat locked up. Okay, there we go. I think it has the glass next to it, the lower glass, instead of air. In progress. So what do you think? What should I do? It seems really weird. Like, so if I remove these, it's not pouring down. But then this one is doing it. And this whole thing I had filled it, like there's a layer here I had filled in and then removed all that. So I guess, oh, maybe, no. Well, yeah. I could, get sand first, then glass. Which part? Which sand, and then glass? Because if I remove this, I think it's gonna pour over. Yeah. Very frustrating water. So that's sort of where I was thinking if I had a line of sticky pistons, I could retract that all at one time and it might not pour over. Because it's like, what happens is it's going down, but then it's seeing it like go over the edge. If it had no edge to go over, like if this whole column was removed all at one time, then it might work properly. I mean, it's silly. But if I had a line of sticky pistons pointing into this block and remove the whole thing at one time, I think that would work.